Because yesterday made me wonder, like it made me appreciate just how prepared are you for a disaster, right? Because
Vsauce music.
Huh?
Vsauce music.
Vsauce music, right?
Well, we're in the penultimate episode of Earth, I think, right now.
You think?
This is like penultimate episode kind of vibes.
Wait, well, hold on, but like
we got a war going on. We got global warming with the pandemic. The Earth shaking, trying to rip itself apart.
right?
The mines were off by a few years. You know when you have when it's like the disaster movie and you have the beginning, the Act 1, where you have all of the indicators that the world is ending, but nobody pays attention to it. I believe like 2020 has like literally been that indicator IRL.
Quick, take a shot of the seismograph going crazy. Get that on film.
Yeah, because like I remember like when the lights went out and I was walking around, I was like, okay, if this was like
That's the title of the movie. When the lights went out.
when the lights went out, when we lost power, I was just like, it made me think, what if this was like actually just a super serious earthquake and like the power would be out for a time when I didn't know when they would be back on, and
Well,
we
you'd
were
be
in the
fine because you have the Giga Chad fucking battery.
which is just like, which is just like, I kind of realized how much foreshadowing of I'm gonna call it foreshadowing, right? Because it's basically a Chekhov's gun at this point of items I have collected thanks to trash taste that would help me through a disaster, right? So the first thing I realized is our house was the only house in our streets with any lights on. And that's because I had my fucking brick of a power bank that I had accidentally bought for the camping episode, which if you need a flashback, you can here's a thumbnail of the clip of me talking about the brick that I bought by accident for the camping episode.
But it wasn't by accident.
But it was. I didn't know it wasn't by accident. Like the script,
he foresaw what was going to happen.
The script writers for Trash Taste is just like on another level. Like they foreshadowed this like two seasons ago.
Oda Eiichiro is writing Gaunt's life.
And so like I remember the lights being off and me thinking, fuck, I do not have any torches or any sources of power. Wait a minute. And I remember I thought I'd never ever actually be able to use it for the use that it was intended for. And luckily I had just charged it like a week before. So like we just plugged, we could literally just plug in our lamps and we just lit up like our bedroom like it was normal.
Plug in your entire house.
Yeah, we could charge our phones and everything. But like beyond that, I was also thinking, what if this was a natural apocalypse and we needed to survive for a bit longer? And I remember, do we have a good supply of water or supplies to emergency rations to get us through the day? And I was like, wait a minute. I just bought an entire, me and Sydney both have an entire fridge full of green tea that we bought as like an aesthetic thing for our streams, right? So if you've seen any of my streams or any of my on-camera shots, there's a mini fridge that I have, and that's just full of green tea that could last me for a decent amount of time. And beyond that, I also have a backup, just like an entire crate full of green tea, so I can like constantly refill this up. So unknowingly, just from trying to make something look aesthetic in my background, I'm able to like just survive.
You're pissing so much though.
Yeah. I'm able to survive. And not only that, I'm just like, do we have any food to be able to like last us? I'm like, Sydney's got like 10 months worth of Boxus just lying about. So thanks to Boxu, we also have emergency rations as well.
I've got like an emergency kit.
Yeah, so do I.
Got like quite a lot of water.
You got quite a lot of water?
I've got like that bottle of water that lasts like 4 years or whatever it is.
What?
Yeah, there's like emergency water that Japan makes where it's like water that supposedly lasts like 4 or 5 years.
Emergency water?
What do you mean it lasts 4 or 5 years?
It's like been specifically made so that it doesn't go off.
Water can go off?
Yeah, water can go off.
What?
I'm still going to drink that shit.
Well, yeah, water can get stagnant and collect bacteria and
shit.
stuff, but like they have like special, like it's like AQC it's called in Japan.
Well, I've got like, I don't know, like 10 liters of water or something.
Can bottled water go off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After a while. Like after like a year or something.
I mean, you can still drink it. Like,
you can still drink it,
you'll
but...
be fine. You'll be fine. I've got like a bunch of food. I've got a wind-up torch. Got some other shit.
Wait, so you actually have an emergency kit?
Yeah.
When did you buy it?
There's some on Amazon.
Yeah.
I just bought one.
Aki made one for a video. For
yeah.
I thought, if I don't use it, I'll just, whatever. And, I looked into it. I was like, should I get one of those solar panel battery charging things. Turns out they're like a lot of bullshit and they like barely work.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, and then someone was like, just get a wind up torch. It's like way better. I got a wind
Just
up
get
torch.
the fucking brick shit house battery pack. They can't.
Yeah, but like you got to keep that thing fully charged.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
If it's in
yeah.
my cupboard for like 12 months, it might have half the charge by the
that's
time I
true.
go to it.
Yeah, but half the charge could probably still last you like 6 months.
Oh, maybe,
Yeah, I'm actually probably gonna get like an emergency pack now because I never really thought about it before.
sure?
Before yesterday, it did humble me a bit. Just you know, even though just you know,
Even though you were fully prepared.
even though I am prepared in many ways, thanks to Trash Taste and Trash Taste Law and just being a content creator. You know, I didn't purposely prepare for it, but
Sorry, go on.
but yeah, I mean, I just have a lot of things lying in my house that is useful for survival.
Do you ever watch those videos that are like, what to do if there's a nuke?
Oh yeah.
You're like, all right. No,
Yeah,
no.
you mean like the lie down with your mouth open kind of thing? Do you know that one?
What's that one? Hold on, tell me this.
Apparently, I saw a video. I don't know how true it is, but apparently it's like what to do if a nuke explodes, like not close enough where it can like immediately kill you, but it's like if like the shockwave could like possibly kill you. And apparently, I don't know if this is true, so please take this with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
But it's like you have to supposedly lie down with your like head facing away from the blast. And you have to have your mouth open because if your mouth is closed, then the shockwave can puncture your lungs. But if the
What?
mouth is open, then it lets the air escape from your mouth. Supposedly, that's like a trick that people have just figured out. Again,
Mouth breathers
see,
rejoice.
we were talking about
breathers rejoice.
yeah. We were talking about useless skills, right? I know that little useless skill.
That is
Or it could come very useful.
That
Who
is
knows?
a piece of knowledge you see in one life hack on a YouTube short, and then you immediately forget about it.
Actually, I wouldn't forget that. That's very memorable.
Yeah, I remember. And again, I don't know how true this is. I've never personally experienced anything like that, so I haven't tested it myself.
So
but-
if I see a nuke going off, I lie down on the ground.
Yeah, so say if it's coming out from that window over there, you
Yeah.
would face that way.
How the
lying
fuck would
down.
Calculations. Oh shit.
Yeah, and yeah, you'd like kind of have your head down and you'd like open your mouth so that the
Yeah.
shockwave can go through your body. Rather than, because if it's closed, then it gets closed off and
It's still
then
gonna
your lungs
hurt a
get
lot,
punctured.
right?
Oh, it's still gonna hurt, but it won't kill you is the thing.
God.
I feel like if a nuke's going off, your life's pretty fucked anyway.
Well, I mean, if you're close enough, yeah.
Yeah,
Obviously.
I think you have like.
I don't think anyone who was like, oh, here's the nuke
Oh,
right
here's the
above
nuke.
me.
Hold on, guys. Guys, I got
Guys,
it. I got it.
open your mouths, guys. Trust me.
Like the next Indiana Jones, he just fucks the fridge and he just turns around and with his mouth open.
No, he's like in the fridge and he's like, oh fuck. I forgot.
That only works. The only reason the fridge technically worked, right, is because it's a
Right.
lead fridge, right? They don't
Yeah.
make lead fridges anymore.
No, they don't.
So I can imagine a bunch of people jumping in their fridges, and it's like it's not going to do anything. You just put yourself in a coffin.
Yeah, basically.
You just made it.
You're just gonna cook yourself alive.
I don't
Yeah.
know. So it was like they were saying so you have 15 minutes when the nuke goes off if you're not in the immediate danger zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have 15 minutes before like the fallout reaches the ground level.
Yeah.
So you need to get indoors within 15 minutes and not leave.
Right.
But you still might be dead from the radiation.
Yeah, of course.
But obviously, if you get any fallout on you, I think you die.
Yeah, probably.
Radiation sickness sounds horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really, really, dude, Chernobyl, man. That HBO series was like rough.
Well, it wasn't just that. I think the one thing that really horrified me was hearing about that Japanese guy who was like, I think he was like the most radioactive person who ever lived.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Oh, it's like
I think I remember
saw
seeing this.
I saw a documentary on it.
Was this the one on the fisherman? Is this that one?
I don't think it was a fisherman.
Oh, okay.
He was working for, I believe, a nuclear power plant or something like that.
Yeah.
So, for what I don't know the full story, but for whatever reason, during a routine maintenance thing with when he was handling radioactive material, they made a mistake due to like time constraints and trying to get this project done faster than usual.
Yeah.
So they were pouring way more radiation material into this tank than was ever allowed by regulations, right?
Yeah.
And obviously a chain reaction happened, something went wrong, and this guy who was literally standing right next to the tank, pouring in this radioactive material, he got hit by the full blast of this
God.
chemical reaction that was happening, right? So he was literally the most radioactive person who has ever been documented in history, right?
Damn.
And it's like a fucking horrific story of like he actually survived it initially, right? He survived it initially, and they went to hospital, and he on the first day he looked so well that the nurses were like ready to discharge him the next day. That is until they like looked at his like DNA, and his DNA had been obliterated, like
Jesus,
like fucking obliterated, right? And I don't think like anyone at that point realized the gravity, aside from like the doctors, of course, realized the gravity of just like what was in store for this guy. Because like it got to the point where, because his cells could not make new cells, right? So it got to the point where the doctors were trying to save him because his family and himself wanted, to try everything they could. But I feel like it would have been less painful just to let him pass away. Because it got to this point where his body just started deteriorating. His skin would fall off and would start bleeding and pussing, and they could do nothing but just bandage him up because there was no way for his body to make new cells, and he basically just deteriorated to death. And it's like you hear about the accounts of this, and it sounds like fucking
that's probably the worst way.
Sounds like one of the worst ways to die.
I was thinking of a different story of like the guy who was like living in Hiroshima during World War II, and then when the bomb dropped, right, and he survived that one. And
I know
he
this
escaped with his family out of Hiroshima to Nagasaki. And then the second bomb dropped, and he survived that one as well. I thought you were talking about that story.
Oh no.
I think
He must have been pretty fucking radioactive after that.
apparently, I don't know if this is true, but I remember hearing that there's more. It was not just him. There's a few other people as well, but they reckon that maybe 100 or so people had the same experience.
Yeah.
But they just don't know who they are.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Really crazy.
Yeah, definitely. Like, just like thinking about
Shivers.
it. But
So there's a YouTuber, I can't remember his name. He talks about a lot of these radiation stories and mistakes and stuff. I can't remember his name. He does the science videos as well. Fuck, I can't remember his name. They're really, really good.
right.
And is there some other horrible stories about like people doing experiments that went wrong?
There was that other story. I think I know which YouTube you're talking about.
The guy with the amazing hair.
Yeah, did he make that video on the guy who like stuck his head in the Hadron Collider?
Yeah. So yeah, but
and he got like shot.
It
by,
wasn't
like,
a Hadron
plasma, right?
Collider, but it was I think a similar ish thing. Yeah, he got shot by an atom in the head.
What
And
happened
it
to
like
him?
penetrated his brain, and he survived it.
That's,
But yeah, and then there was some like mix
Yeah.
up where they thought he was alive.
He has like amazing hair. He's got like a lion's mane. This guy's amazing.
Not the guy who got shot. The guy who makes the YouTube videos.
I was about to say, like, is this
Kyle Hill. That's
Yeah.
is this some new kind of like therapy to give you like amazing hair? Just get
You
shot
have-
by an
you-
atom. Shot by
Are you experiencing hair loss? Boom! Atom shot.
You've definitely seen this thumbnail. It's called The Demon Core. Have you seen this one?
Oh, yeah, I've
That
seen
one's
that
a good
one.
video.
Yeah.
That was a horrible story there as well.
Yeah.
People fucking around with this thing, and then it goes wrong, and then like all
What's
the
the
scientists
Demon Core?
die. It was this like nuclear active core.
It's always nuclear.
Yeah, of course.
And
Yeah.
it was, I can't remember exactly what it was. Watch the video, it's really good. And it
Yeah.
was just talking about the story, and there's really, really strange. Sometimes you just think like, why? Just leave it. Just don't.
What happened with the guy who got shot by an atom?
I think he survived.
Did he survive?
He survived, but then he unsurprisingly developed these like really weird like brain traumas, and I think he had
he
like
survived. He definitely survived.
yeah, he survived. He survived for a while, I believe, but like he lost all of his hair, and then he just had all these like weird brain complications that the doctors were like, I don't know what the fuck to do with this.
He's currently 79 years old and living.
79 years old and living. Okay.
Wow.
What a fucking badass title. Got shot by an atom.
Yeah, so we know that 100% of the time, as we know, when you put a head in
In a Hadron
like,
Collider.
you survive. We have a 100% survival rate. We know that. We know.
Oh, I'll fucking stick my head in there like tomorrow. right?
Jump in the Hadron Collider real
I
quick.
think there's been other cases as well. People get the what's the thing that powers X-rays? I think there's like something. There was one case. I don't know if it was X-ray exactly, but there's a medical device.
Yeah.
And some people broke into an abandoned hospital.
Right.
like stole this thing.
Right.
And they just thought it was some kind of like cool glowing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turns out that cool glowing thing was like radioactive, like uranium or something. And yeah, I could be mixing up two stories together here. It's on his channel as well.
And
really weird.
And now they're the Teenage Mutant
Well,
Ninja
like I think
Turtles.
like the whole, might be a different story actually, but
Yeah.
like the whole village, they were like, everyone come check out the glowing stone.
Oh, no.
No joke, no joke. And people were all touching it
Yeah.
and playing with it.
Ugh.
And like a whole family and a few other people died because they were just
Fuck.
touching and playing with the stone.
Fucking hell.
Let me pee.
All right.
Don't ever touch glowing stones, kids. But
If it's glowing, that's probably a bad sign that a chemical reaction is happening there that you shouldn't be holding, right?
curse glow sticks. Curse glow sticks are making us think that things that glow are so cool. God damn it.